She's MIA for a second. All right. So if you know that you have some background noises going on, please just hit Alt-A or *6. So, yep, today we're talking about NFC tags and QR codes, and we're going to be discussing what they can be used for and how they will be really beneficial for us who are visually impaired or blind. I actually have quite a few NFC tags laying around my house, and I didn't realize it until I did this workshop. So that was kind of cool.
So I bet everybody's asking, why are we doing this? So we're doing this because, you know, these things like QR codes have been out for about 10 years now. But really, the reason why we're doing it is because it's nerdy, number one, and number two, it's a really great way to be able to assist us, those individuals with vision impairments, be able to label things and identify things. So that's why we're doing it. Go for it.
You want me to jump in?
Sure.
All right, so what is an NFC tag? You may be wondering. An NFC tag, NFC stands for Near Field Communication. So NFC tag is a standard for devices to communicate with each other wirelessly from a very close distance. So that means if you hold two devices together, they would be able to communicate a certain amount of information to one another. NFC tags can come as stickers, smart stickers, tags, or even other objects with a chip that's embedded inside it. So that means you can have paper clips or buttons or magnets that have an NFC chip inside it, and you can use another device that has the capability of reading what's on that chip to figure out what information is stored within it. They can be scanned with any device that has an NFC chip built in, like I just said. So for most of us, that could be an iPhone or Android phone. We can go into that a little bit more in a few. Scanning works from a 4-inch distance at most. So you cannot scan from across the room. You need to be literally probably very much on top of that device. These tags or stickers or magnets, whatever they may be, they are filled or programmed, you may hear us say programmed, with information that is transferred to the main device that has the chip. So the sticker, magnet, or paperclip may have information that when you scan with your phone, you're able to read what that information is. And an example of this is a restaurant menu may have an NFC sticker or tag, which someone with a smartphone could scan, and immediately a PDF of the menu or the menu on the website would open up so that you could access this. And if anyone has been to the restaurant Julian's, I think it's in Providence, they have it's either a QR code or NFC sticker. I don't remember which, but you can scan it with your phone and it opens up the website with the menu right there for you. So you don't have to, touch the physical menu. I think right now they're trying to avoid physical menus because of COVID. And the Cheesecake Factory also is doing NFC or QR codes for their menus too. So when you walk in the door, there's a little sticker that has, please scan here. And then you take out your phone and scan it, and it will just take you right to the website. That's how I actually accessed the menu last time I was there. So they didn't have to whip out the giant braille menu that they have, which is kind of like a Bible. It's so big. So yeah, it can be used for menus to avoid you actually handling a physical menu. Any questions so far?
Yes, Mary Abby, I do have one.
Hi,
It's
Ned.
Ned. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Well, thank you.
That's good.
Are these can you record over these and put on new information?
Ooh, I love that question. That's a great one. Yes, with these in particular, you can reprogram these and use them a million times over. Okay, maybe not a million, but quite a few times. And so, yeah, we'll go into that. That's a little bit different than with QR code, but with NFC tags, you can certainly reuse these. If anyone has like a pen friend or pen pal, what is it, pen friend? I think they actually do.
Yeah, this
NFC.
is Susan. I've got a pen friend.
Yeah, I think they may use something like an NFC tag. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that that's what allows you to record over stickers and re-record to use NFC tags. So we use these more than we know we do. so the pen itself in the pen friend has the little chip that reads the information, and the sticker or the whatever, I think 90% of them are stickers. They have the built-in little chip that allows you to input information into. Isn't that cool?
May I ask just one more question,
Yes,
please?
Ned.
As you go into the restaurant, did you say there's a sign that will say NFC or?
So there was a sticker on the on the Cheesecake Factory's restaurant. When I went there was a sticker or kind of covered over on the hostess stand. And they said to us before we got to our table, they said, "Oh, please, scan this code to get the menu," and so they let us know that it was there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very
Great.
cool.
Thank you.
I just went to a restaurant recently and they had a small placard on each table
Oh,
with the code right there. So you can be sitting down at your table and
and
scan it.
scan it. That's perfect.
Awesome.
That's awesome. See, they're coming
Excuse
on
me,
board.
Mary.
Good.
Yes, Richard.
Now I have Walmart pharmacy prescriptions,
Mm-hmm.
and they come in a bottle, of course. I mean, how could I do that with my Walmart? I mean, right now I depend on somebody to read the prescription when I'm running low on the prescription. I can't read the label to get the number off the RX number to call in. So how can I utilize this device in conjunction, or can I?
So that's a really great question, Richard. There is there's a way for your medicine bottles to have NFC tags built into them. I think you have to use talking script or something. Talking script.
Yeah, I did have that long time ago,
Yep.
reading something. But I didn't know if this type of thing can scan it and read it for me.
Right, they have to be built in for you in order for you to use them. So you
Okay.
have to have a specific type of medicine bottle that is made with those NFC tags in
Okay.
them. And I think that's what Talking Script does, is they build the NFC tags right into the bottle.
Mary
That's
Abby,
what
this
the
is
voice
Molly.
is,
Could
yeah.
I
Yes,
add
Molly.
something?
Yes.
So you, as an alternative, if you were not able to get it, from the Talking Script program where they're built in, you could use on your phone an app called Way Around. I don't know if you guys have talked
Yes.
about Way Around before, but it's basically something that allows you to add your own NFC tags to, basically whatever you want. So Richard, in that case, you would have to, get your medicine, get the tag that you purchase from Way Around, have the app, and then you could put in all the information that you personally want on there, so that then whenever you scan it, it would have the information. And the advantage to that would be the tags from Way Around, some of them are on a little elastic band, some of them are on a sticker, various things like that. And you could just, every month when you get the new prescription, you could just put it on the new bottle.
Yes, great point, Molly.
Correct.
And actually, we
Yeah.
will. I'll do a little Way Around demo at the end, and I'll talk about Way Around.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Sorry.
We'll definitely be
Spoilers.
asking you to weigh in with some good
Spoilers.
tips.
I apologize.
I like spoilers because it gives people something to look forward to, so it's a good thing. So,
Well, there's a little taste.
yes,
get
little
ready.
tidbits for you. That's a great way to use Way Around. And we'll go into that. So you can certainly make your own NFC tags if you have the right materials, and we'll figure out a way for that to happen at the end of this. So why are NFC tags important? And we kind of just touched on that just now with all the really great questions we have. For visually impaired people, it can store information such as business cards. Some people have NFC enabled business cards. So you just scan the business card and it tells you who it's for, what their email address is, their website, their phone number, their address, all this, all the stuff they wouldn't actually be able to fit on a piece of paper. So that's pretty cool. They also have ways for you to use it to identify clothing. That's what I do. And another little spoiler, that's something I'll talk about at the end. Some people have it so that you can connect to Wi-Fi. So they have their Wi-Fi password built into their NFC codes. And so when somebody comes over to their house and say, "Hey, can I borrow the Wi-Fi password?" You just say, "Hey, scan this with your phone." And then they scan it and they are able to get the Wi-Fi password. pet
Oh,
tracking.
that's cool.
Yeah, it is very cool. And if your dog or cat is microchipped, I believe that is an NFC tag. Gloria, am I right there? And so is the ability to open apps or even make phone calls maybe with NFC tags. You can do a lot of different things with NFC tags. You can place NFC tags on folders and boxes, and that way you can scan them and know what you've put in that folder or box. You can also use a smartphone to you can also use it to, like I said before, some people have been using them to scan for menus, but also I think they may be becoming popular in stores as well. So you can scan different things and know what they are.
Mary, it's Molly again. I have
Molly?
a quick question about say somebody did come over and said, hey, can I get your Wi-Fi password? And you said, yeah, here, scan my NFC, scan this. When it comes up on the phone, is it an interface that would allow you to then highlight the password and just copy and paste it into the text field?
That's the assumption. That's the assumption I'm going to go with. I haven't actually been able to try that part in myself, but that's the assumption, is that you'll be able to copy it and then just input it yourself.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, some of those
I don't
passwords
know
are
if
really
Cox, I don't know if people can hear me, but Cox Communications has now started to put QR codes on the sides of their routers. Remember where they used to put, remember where they used to put like the SSID and then the password? So now, I mean, anybody can go into your router and take a picture of that and get access to it. So now what they've been doing is, with Cox Cable, if you have Contour, you can press the blue button on your remote and just say, what's my Wi-Fi password? And it'll show up on the screen for anybody to then copy. But Molly, in reference to your question, when you scan the QR code from like the Cox communication router, it actually shows you up on the screen. And what you then do is copy and paste it into the appropriate fields.
Yep.
Amazing.
So that's a great way to use NFC or QR codes. So NFC tags, and we're going to talk about how to access them. So for most of us, the best or the most available way is to use our smartphones. So if you have in particular an iPhone XS, XR, 11, 11 Pro, or 12, any of the 12 series, there is a built-in automatic support for the NFC tag. So the theory is that you can actually just hold the tag or the sticker, the magnet, whatever it is, up to the top of the phone, which is where the chip is, the reader is. It's in the top edge of your phone, and the chip will detect it right away and read the information to you. If you have an iPhone 7 or X, yes. If you have a 7, 8, or X running iOS 14, you can open the control center and tap on NFC scan mode. And that's something you have to actually add into your control center. So you would do that in settings, control center, and then add the NFC scanner.
Wow.
And if you have iOS 13 or older, you will need an app. So you will need an app to scan these NFC tags. There are different ones out there. The two, I found two so far that have been recommended. There's NFC Tag Info or NFC Launch. And I don't know, Gloria, have you heard about whether which Android phones have NFC capabilities? I know
Yes, I do.
it varies.
Yep, I actually have the list. So right now, the HTC One, the Moto, the Note 4, the higher end Samsung Galaxies, and the new Nokia Windows phones. As far as Apple goes, it's you have to actually, well, Mary, did you cover that yet about turning on the?
Yep. So we just went over the different models and the different iOS versions that you would need to run and what you would need to do for that. So if anyone has needs to do that, just let me know and we can do that on a personal level. Does anyone have questions so far? We're kind of covering a good chunk of
info. Is there anything that I could do with I have the 6S, so I'd have to get an app for it, or?
That is the assumption. You might need an app for it. I would need to go and look to see if the 6S's has an NFC reader in it. I don't know if that is a newer thing that isn't inputted in the. It says that what I have found is that it's 8 and above that have the chip reader. So I need to double check on the 6s and 7s for you.
Mary Abby,
Ned.
if let's say I have an 8 and I have go into control and put the NFC reader on, is it just a matter of holding the camera up to it, or do I have to do anything further than that?
So what you would need to do is, let's say you found a restaurant that uses an NFC tag, and you want to make sure it's NFC and not QR. We'll go over that in just a minute. You would go into the control center. You would tap on the NFC scanner. You would double tap on it, and it would start to look for a NFC tag or a smart tag. So you would then hold. It's not actually using your camera, Ned. It's using the NFC reader in the top edge of your phone. There's a little chip in there that looks for that stuff.
And backside or front?
It doesn't matter actually. I found.
Okay.
Just needs to be the top edge. Is there any other?
I found the answer for the 6S.
Thank you, Gloria.
Yep. So the 6S, it includes the NFC, but it's only limited to Apple Pay.
Oh, and Apple Pay is a great way. It's a great thing, segue for what we use NFC for. A lot of us may not know that. When you use Apple Pay, it's using NFC. So what Apple Pay is that if you, let's say, go grocery shopping and your store supports Apple Pay and Samsung Pay and all that kind of fancy stuff, you can actually just take your phone and tap it right on the card scanner that they have at the register, and it will just take your payment. And it's really cool because you don't have to bring your wallet with you. I love it. So
I don't really use Apple Pay, so.
Yeah, not a lot of people don't, and a lot of people do. So it's okay, whatever you like to do. I think it's great if you forget your wallet. So you're never going to be like, oh, well, I don't have my wallet, so I can't get groceries.
And with Apple Pay, you would need a passcode, and that's a pain in the.
So with Apple Pay, you can actually use Face ID or Touch ID to verify what you're paying for, which is cool. If your phone supports that. If not, you can. If you don't have a passcode on your phone, you can skip right over that passcode. Yes.
Mary, I know when I set up my phone and iPod in the past, I'm very leery of the thumbprint because I don't know from experience at all how, itchy is this machine. I mean, are they really looking for your thumb to be, perfectly on it, or, are they just looking for some swirls on my fingerprint? I mean, so that's why I personally never used the fingerprint, on my device. I always used a passcode.
Yeah, and that's whatever you're comfortable with, Richard, is totally 100% fine.
Is it comfortable to use the fingerprint though?
I love it. Honestly,
I have Face ID.
I have Face ID and I miss my Touch ID. It's so simple and
really.
Yeah, I really do miss it. It does look so when it walks you through the process of creating your Touch ID and
yeah.
Then however you place your finger there is what it's going to look for. So it does take many little snapshots of your fingerprint, and then it will use those snapshots to put together whatever you're putting on there. So I haven't found it to be too inaccurate, actually. I do miss it a lot. I kind of.
I'm just leery that it's going to say this ain't your finger, not unlock my device.
Well, if anything happens, Richard, like that, you can always put your passcode in. It will ask you for your passcode after a certain number of failed tries.
Okay, I was not aware of that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now the 7 is that versatile with this device that we're talking about?
So we're talking about NFC, and apparently it looks like if it's 6 or 7, it's only going to work with Apple Pay, and that's the only way to use NFC.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so now we're going to talk quickly about QR codes, which are a little bit different than NFC tags. So keep that in mind when you're looking at scanning or using any QR codes or NFC tags. So a QR code QR stands for quick response. It's a quick response code. It's a two-dimensional barcode that can store more information than a typical barcode. So if you think of a barcode, those are the ones, you get at a grocery store, you get like a product, there's a little barcode on it that the register scans to tell them what the product is. QR codes can hold a little bit more information than those barcodes that we typically use to scan items. They need to be scanned with a camera. So that is one big difference than the NFC tags. So the NFC tags use a little chip in the top of your phone. You don't have to be very precise with where you place the top of your phone. But with a QR code, it will be using your camera. So this goes back to our last two sessions about cameras and how to accurately collect information. So
I'm just showing an image of a QR code. I have a sheet of paper just so that people can see what it looks like. I'm putting it up close to the camera. So it's a little box with a bunch of little, basically pixels and dots in it. Yep, squigglies. That's a good one. All right, sorry, Mary Abby.
No, that's great. I was hoping that you would, so people could see it. They are used often to direct people to specific websites or other content. What is content? Content online. And to access QR codes, you can ask Siri. If you have an Apple device, you can ask Siri, scan QR codes, and she'll actually just bring up the QR code scanner. And you can also access it by going to your settings, then going to Control Center, and then insert code scanner. So that way you can put the code scanner in your Control Center and access it quickly. From that point on, you would just go to your Control Center and access code scanner. You would tap on the code scanner. So would this be a good point for a demo, Gloria, or you want to wait till the end?
Yeah, no,
Sure.
that's great.
So I have a demo of me using a code scanner, the QR code scanner. Let me just pull that up really quick. All right.
Are you there?
Yep, we're still here.
Yep.
Oh, all right.
We're just
getting ready our little demo. All right, and turn on. All right, can you guys see this okay for those who have video on?
it's starting to come up now.
There we go. Looks good?
Yep, you gotta hit play. Yep. There we go.
So currently I am in my control center, and at the bottom of the control center is my code scanner. And that's what I'm going to open up to look for a QR code. And I'm using the elbow method, which is where I put my elbow on the desk and hold the phone at a 90-degree angle above the page. I'd say it's about 10 inches above. And I'm going to look for the QR code that's printed here.
Code scanner, code scanner, code scanner. Find a code to scan. Ecosia, in-site.org, search field. 55%.
So it's actually opened up the Insight website, which is what I have programmed the QR code for.
Screen.
There's a little demo for you, if you can hear me. So it actually just allows us to open websites quickly like that. So if you have a very long website address that you were trying to pass on to someone, you could use QR codes to give that address to them so they don't have to type in a million different strings of letters and numbers. Any questions?
That was
but I have
awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have something to share. I got my Verizon bill this weekend, and right on the envelope of the bill is the QR code that'll open the Verizon app so you can pay the bill.
Wow.
Wow.
Very cool.
Just an example, another example how it's being used.
So I'm sure that there may be a little bit of confusion about what the difference is between QR codes and NFC tags. So I'll just go over that a little bit. QR codes can be generated by anyone. Many apps and websites can be used for free to generate and print codes. So what I did is I actually had that piece of paper that Gloria was showing you and the one that I was scanning to get to the Insight website. I literally just Googled QR create QR code, and it brought me a whole bunch of different websites that I could go to. And I just picked one of them, and it said, like, what's the website you want the QR code to go to? So I put in Insight's website, and then I just downloaded the little image that it gave me and printed that out, and that just gave me a little QR code to scan. It was pretty cool, actually. Very simple. NFC tags need to have a chip embedded in the device and thus need a special printer or an expert in NFC tags to be created. So you need a chip in that little device, in whatever you want it to be, whatever you want it to be scanned for it to have information put into it. QR codes require you to aim the camera to capture the image and process the information encoded. So if anyone could see, I don't know, for those who couldn't see what I was doing in that little demo I gave you earlier, I was moving the camera around, and it was, Gloria, was it showing the view of the page?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it shows that you have to capture the QR code in the camera for it to scan it completely. NFC chips are built into most smartphones, and all you have to do is hold the top of the phone in the general area of the sticker or tag for the information to be read. So that's the difference between QR and NFC. QR codes cannot be reused, Ned.
Oh, thank you.
And need to be reprinted with new information. NFC tags can be reprogrammed with new information.
Okay, it's for me.
Yeah.
And so we kind of went over a bunch of these. What can QR codes and NFC tags be used for? Contactless pay at stores, so that's using Apple Pay or Samsung Pay, etc. Paying for public transportation. So if anyone uses the RIPTA buses, when you scan your bus pass, if you have a bus pass that you scan, when you tap it on that little screen, that's a NFC tag. There's a little NFC chip in the card, actually, and it reads that to pay for your transportation.
Wow.
ATMs. So if you go to Bank of America, Chase, and Wells Fargo, you can actually use your iPhone and maybe your Samsung devices to scan. You know how you have to put your debit card or your credit card into the ATM for it to know who you are, all that stuff. You can actually start to use Apple Pay instead. So you can just tap your phone on the ATM and it will know who you are without you having to put your debit card into the machine. As we said, launching websites or downloading files. There are NFC business cards, gathering information about restaurant menus. So those are some ways that we use NFC tags and QR codes. And clearly we use these more than we realize. I mean, I kind of forgot about the whole bus pass thing until I was doing this presentation. That is one way to use NFC tags. Okay, so now we're gonna go into Molly's favorite topic, way around. So way around is a wonderful service. Way around, it's amazing. Has anyone ever heard of way around? Does anyone use way around?
No.
Nope.
I've heard of it, but I
I've
haven't
heard it
used it.
before.
Yep. So way around is available on Android and iPhone. It is a service that utilizes NFC tags. They produce, so all of these that I'm going to mention have NFC tags built into them. So they produce buttons, paper clips, magnets, and stickers. And all of these items have NFC tags embedded within them, and you must download the Way Around app and create an account in order to utilize these features. So what you can do is you can program, or you can input information into each item, and whenever in the future you scan it, it will give you whatever information you put in. So it's kind of like a really, really advanced version of the Pen Friend, or I forget the other one that has like the cards that you slide in to the little machine. My brain isn't working today. Yeah. Yes. And so it's kind of like a really advanced version of that. You input the information into the tag or the sticker or the paper clip, etc., and then you can access that information later by tapping your phone on that little device.
Mary Abby,
Yes.
is this a free app?
So the app itself is free. The devices, obviously, you have to purchase. So
Okay.
it's like 25 buttons for $25 and that kind of thing. relatively not too bad. So what I do is I sew the buttons into my clothing, and I include information about the color, what it might match with,
Oh yeah.
care instructions, where I bought it from, etc. You can also attach magnets to a can or stickers to a jar and include information about expiration dates, where you bought it, its brand, use instructions, all that kind of stuff. And the nice thing about these is that they're reusable, so you can use the magnet. So if you always buy Campbell's chicken noodle soup, you can just put the sticker on the next can that you buy, or the magnet rather. The paper clips are really cool, I think. They're used to mark files. So you can, clip them to a folder or sheets of paper, and then, input what that piece of paper or folder is. You can mark business cards, etc. You can also, so the cool thing about Way Around is that the information that you can input changes based on what the product that you're putting them on is. So if it's a food item, you have to choose in the app when you're creating it. You choose that you're going to scan in a food item. And then the information that it asks you for is different than if it was a clothing item. So if it's a food item, it would say, okay, what's the expiration date? What's the use instructions? Versus if you were scanning in a clothing item, you would have options to change care instructions like cold wash, no bleach, etc. Things like that. Any
This
questions?
is all very amazing.
It's really
It
cool.
is.
I really do love it.
Yeah.
I actually have a little demo for that one if you guys would want to see that. But do you have any questions?
How much does that go for about a Way Around?
The app itself is free. So you can play around with the app, but the little devices that you buy, it depends on which one you'd like. So they have trial packs where you can get a little bit of everything. But let's say you want buttons, it's like 25 for 25. Okay. So you get a pack of 25 buttons, things like that.
And then Mary Abby, what about the NFC tags? What's the prices on those?
Oh, so those are the NFC tags. Those buttons and stickers and magnets and things, those all are NFC tags. They all have NFC chips in them, and that's what allows you to scan them.
I thought you were talking about the Way Around.
Right. So Way Around is the service,
yes.
And then you buy their products, which have the Way Around, the NFC tags built into them.
Oh.
Yeah.
And just so people know, when Mary Abby says buttons, I don't want people to just think that, oh, that's a button you have to be able to sew. I've definitely seen people take those buttons and, for example, put like a rubber band through them and then put it around a bottle or things like that. So they are really, really versatile. It's really pretty cool.
Buttons, Molly, actually. That's a great point. They have two different types of buttons. They have the type that you have to sew. So they have like the two little tiny holes that you have to put, needle and thread through. And then they have a type of button that has just a big rectangle hole that you can slip a rubber band or something through and attach it to things. It's pretty cool.
Mary, the first one that you mentioned, I'm sorry, I just forgot the first one. And then you mentioned the second, and now we're on the Way Around. They all sound excellent, but I'm kind of, I guess to your specific need and preference. I mean, to me, you talked about the first, and I was gung ho. Now the second, now the Way Around sounds great too.
So Way Around is just an example of NFC. So the first thing I talked about was NFC tags, and Way Around is just an example of an NFC use. So
the Way Around. The one thing I like is the recordable, re-recordable option.
Yep, and that's NFC tags, and that would be Way Around. Yep.
Sorry.
and then you mentioned what, the QRC or something?
Yep, and QR codes are different. They require you to take your camera and scan a little image or a little code that's printed on a piece of paper or sticker.
Yeah. Okay.
Mary Abby?
I'm sorry, Ed, go ahead.
No, that's all right.
Mary Abby, the Way Around tags, are they very similar to the NFC tags where you don't have to be right on top of it to have it be read?
So the thing is that so the way around tags are NFC tags, Ned. That's the fun
Okay.
thing about it.
All
So
right.
you
Oh.
actually just touch the top of your phone to the tag, and it will scan it right away for you.
Okay.
Yeah, and they also have, if you don't like to use your smartphone for stuff like this, Way Around has a dedicated NFC tag reader that you can use to scan these little devices and not have to fiddle with your
Oh.
phone.
But you have to buy it, I'm sure.
Yes, oh yes, and it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
$100, I think. So
It's
yeah.
$100.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the pen friend is something that's very similar. Now,
Yep.
these are both utilities that use this NFC concept.
Yep.
So we're just offering you examples. So first of all, understand what NFC means and what it can do and how it operates. And then the pen friend and Way Around are two ways that people have used the NFC tag information. The pen friend runs for about $130, and right now I don't even think the US has any. We're ordering them from the UK. In addition to that, you have to buy the NFC stickers. Now with Pen Friend, all they have is stickers and magnets. And you're not using your phone. You're using a device that looks like a pen to kind of get in the vicinity. I will tell you one of the drawbacks from the NFC tags and using the Pen Friend is that most of them use stickers. And I don't know about you, but I usually have to use a bump dot in combination with the sticker because otherwise I can't find the sticker. So because the Pen Friend is not that accurate, like it doesn't get like right on it.
And you probably
so
can't reuse those stickers as well. It's harder to reuse them unless you put them on a removable item to
That is correct. That is correct. And you have to buy those stickers specifically for the pen.
Yep.
It's one of the reasons why we kind of like the Way Around a little bit better because it has less.
And you also get a high quality of number. You get a lot of items when you buy the buttons and things like that. You don't just get like 10. No. You get 25 or so depending on the item. So it's pretty cool. I do have a little demo of a Way Around tag being used. Funnily enough, I came into work and I forgot that I even had a Way Around tag on the sweater that I'm wearing. So I used that in this demo. And then I'll be happy to answer any questions afterwards.
All right, so
Screen recording.
I have the Way Around app
Way
open.
Around, heading level 1.
And I happen to have a Way tag sewn into my sweatshirt with some information on it already. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to scan that tag and you can see what kind of information I inputted into this NFC tag so that I can know what kind of clothing I'm wearing.
Settings. Scanner ready, press the read button below. Then hold the top part of your phone on the Way tag until you feel a double click. Read button. Ready to scan. White textured sweater. Need white undershirt. Any pants but no textured or designed pants. No tights. Do not hang by shoulders. Drying. Line drying. Line dry. Scanner ready, press the
and that is the information that I have inputted into my tag.
There we go. Just a quick demo.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really fun. I really enjoyed making those tags. So just so you know, that information that I inputted, you have to either type or dictate into the phone. It's not like the Pen Friend that you can use your voice and your voice will play back to you. It's text that you have to type in to the app.
Yeah.
Can your voice dictate it?
Say again, Ned?
Can your voice dictate it? You don't have to type it in,
yes,
do you?
Yes, you can absolutely voice dictate. Yep.
Oh, okay, good. You know me.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Does anyone have questions?
Really, really good. Because in my closet, I can't see inside of my closet, and my clothes are folded up. So if I put those little buttons on each particular item, even if it's like a little decoration, I will be able to put my phone or the little device into the closet, and it will be able to tell me what's hanging on that hanger.
Correct.
And the color.
Mm-hmm. But you have to know what it is. you have to put that information in. So
Right.
you have to know what you're doing,
Right.
what the information is. But yes, you can absolutely do that.
thing is, I can see to do that. But once it's in the closet and hanging up, the closet is always so dark in
Oh
there.
yeah, yep.
And you can put lights inside the closet, but still you have a hard time searching if you have a lot of clothes like I do. And so it's easy to put the clothes back in all colors, and it's easy to get things in and out of the closet. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and they're washer and dryer friendly, so don't worry about that destroying the tags in them.
I
Oh,
would
that's
presume
nice.
so. I was gonna ask you that, but I would presume so.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Except
So,
dry cleaner, right?
I don't know, but you can always go on the website and they have like you can sort by the category. So if you only want washer and dryer friendly tags, you can filter that out. And see, they may have a dry cleaning option, or you can always email them and ask. They're very friendly.
Yep.
So, well, that was a lot of info, guys.
Oh, yeah.
It was.
Do you have any questions? That was we've had really good discussions here so far. So feel
No,
free to
but I have visions of tags in my head.
So do I. I remember having those. Remember Mary Abby? I don't know if you remember those, but you remember those sock rings?
Oh yes, the sock rings.
And they always would get undone in the dryer, and the dryer would eat them. And I'm like, oh,
no, that's not great. So, does anyone need any clarification or have any?
That's another meeting.
You're right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't
and I
Ken
have a system. I have a system already for my clothes because I put together like little outfits and stuff because most of my shirts and shorts go together. So
It works. It works. Doesn't Ken Friend have washable labels for clothes, or they used to?
I think they do. Yes.
Yeah, they do.
I didn't know how those worked.
Yep.
Probably
they do.
very
You have to
similar.
purchase them separate.
Yeah, I didn't know how if they were easy to last, if they lasted a long time, or if they were more fragile than the buttons.
Are they just? Does anyone know if they're just stickers? I would think stickers don't last too long, but that's just me. I could be very wrong. If they're plastic, they might last longer.
I think they're sew-in labels.
Ah, then yeah, they may be okay. I can look into that for you, Arlene, if you like.
Okay. It's just information. I just seem to remember that somewhere, but I've never heard of anybody using them.
I haven't either. So that's a good point, though. I'll check into that for you.
Okay.
I'm excited about trying the NFC tag on a restaurant menu.
Oh yeah, I hope you can find one.
I don't like handling the menus because a lot of times you can see people's fingerprints on them.
Oh,
You don't always wipe them down.
That's a good point, especially these days.
Okay, is the menu, when you get a menu, do you have headings that you can scan to, or do you have to read the whole menu? No, like, is there a heading for just salads?
Oh, Arlene asking all the good questions today. Oh man, I love that. I didn't even think about talking about that.
Yeah.
The thing with the menus is it really depends on how the restaurant has decided to give you the information. So if they give you their website, if they direct you to their website to read the menu, then it really depends on if their website is set up that way. If they send you a PDF, if they direct you to a PDF, then it depends on that. So you don't really have control over how, but I'll tell you for sure the Cheesecake Factory menu was all headings and links, and it was very easy to navigate.
Wow.
I went last week with my father and his wife to Applebee's, and the waitress seated us at the table, and being blind, I didn't realize she didn't hand us menus, and she told my father and Charlotte, just scan your smartphone into the little card in the corner of the table. And I didn't know what she was talking about, and my father explained that that's how they're doing the menu in the virus conditions today.
Yep,
they're not handing out menus.
Yep, and now you know, Richard, that you probably just came across a QR code or an NFC tag. That's pretty
cool. But luckily me, I'm very picky at Applebee's, I just go for steak and that's it. I don't need the menu.
I'm hungry,
Man
guys.
after my own
But
heart.
Sounds good.
that was interesting. You scan your phone into
Yep.
the barcode, and it gives you the menu.
Yep,
You
and
know?
remember, you can either ask if it's a QR code, you can ask Siri scan QR code,
Yeah.
or if it's an NFC scan a tag, then it depends on there's a little bit more variables there about how to use that. So
Very interesting.
yeah,
I think you got me sold on the way around now. I'm liking that one.
yeah, check them out. They're awesome, and they're always happy to answer any questions you
Yeah.
may have. So give them a look out.
I really like their support at Way Around. They really put themselves out there to help us out.
They do. They have lots of webinars
Yes, they
here and
do.
there. So if you're interested, look around on their website and you may find a few webinars that they might be doing.
Yeah, I know that Way Around, just as one example of how they are, they had some blind people contact them who said, hey, we like to garden, and that's one of the things, we'd like to be able to label our plants, but obviously, how can you do that with, a paper clip or a sticker or whatever. So I believe they actually created a specific tag for people who wanted to use it outdoors in the garden, and obviously be in the sun and be getting wet and stuff like that. And so they made a specific one because that was an interest that people have. So if you're somebody who uses that app and their products, I would say don't hesitate to call them up and say, hey, I want to use something for this specific task. What do you think would be the best? Or if you don't have it, would you consider making it? Because they seem to be very receptive.
That's awesome, Molly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. Does anybody know if the 99 restaurant has the NFC tags? I'm going there tonight.
Ooh.
Oh, you can always ask your hostess, hostess or host. They may know.
Yep. Okay, good. Getting hungry.
Me too. You guys are talking about steak, and it's killing me.
Yeah,
All right.
sounds good.
Thank you guys for the really great conversations we've been having about this stuff. I'm sure it may have been a little bit confusing at some points, but you guys got it down.
Uh-oh.
You guys have all got it down and asked some really good questions. Some I didn't even think about until you asked, so that was good. And I will have the recording up for you guys whenever you need it. If you want to review any of this, just let us know. Is there anything else we can do?
And we're going to have a discovery session next week. So if you guys play with this or you get any information you'd like to share or have any questions, that's the time to come. So if you guys had any questions about any of the camera things that we had gone over last week, the Envision AI, anything like that, the discovery session is the time to bring it up. We'd love to try to build mentors, with people so that, like if Faye is really good at something, then Faye can help me with this and, I can help her with that kind of thing. So that's what we're kind of looking for within the AT Discovery Center. Obviously, it's difficult to do on Zoom, but when things kind of open up and we can see each other in person, it should be really nice. We can do some nice mentoring.
I'm willing to do it.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Thank you guys for coming.
Yes, Richard.
Thanks,
I failed
guys.
to
This
show
was
up
really
at the-
great.
Yeah.
I failed to show up at the camera one. Is there a recording of that I
Yes.
can listen to?